So I'm starting my series of videos with swearing to uphold the Constitution. All the military branches, all the law enforcement, and politicians, and some other federal jobs are required to swear to uphold the Constitution. Do they? Well, most of us just swear it to do a job because it's part of the process. But there's historical precedence for it. Abraham Lincoln made it law that every federal employee would swear the oath of the Constitution because there were traitors in the North that were seceding to the South and leaking information. So that was back in the day when men still had a moral feeling that swearing an oath actually meant something. Regardless of the words, if you swear to do something, like making a promise and you're supposed to keep it, then there's that obligation. They felt there was an obligation to uphold that. Nowadays, I rarely see anyone make promises and keep them. I have a policy if I don't make a promise unless I intended to keep it. So if the words I promise come out of my mouth, I usually do whatever it is that I just promised to do. I have a kitten who has decided to climb on me while I'm doing this. Aside from the kitten, um, so we'll go down the list. So you've got politicians. Well, how many politicians have we seen take money and not uphold their oath to the Constitution? So we've got our freedom of speech. Everyone loves freedom of speech, right? Until you decide to burn a flag. Ooh, burn the flag. It's a fucking cloth. Yes, I'm a former Marine and I uphold your right to burn a goddamn flag. Even if I don't believe what your statement is, it's your right. Burn the fucking flag. Burn it. Burn it to a crisp. Now, all those patriotic people who think that you're not patriotic for burning the flag, fuck you motherfuckers. Why don't you join the military? Do your job. And if you were a vet, are a vet, fuck you. You swore to uphold the Constitution, which means freedom of speech. You have to uphold it whether you like it or not. That's what we swore. Now, you've got law enforcement. They swear to uphold the Constitution. Yes, a good percentage of them are good cops. And then you got assholes who are on a power trip, who've never had power before, who are probably bullied and picked on and are using that power to kill people because they are allowed to get away with it. And then we let cops investigate cops. That sounds like a great idea. So, are they upholding the Constitution? Some of them. Some of them are just doing it for a paycheck and they don't actually care about the Constitution. A good percentage of cops say they're for the Second Amendment, but if you get a couple of these guys to really tell you how they feel, they don't want people to have guns. Last thing they want is someone shooting at them. And then, so I just started a job as a postal worker. I had to swear an oath to uphold the Constitution as a postal worker. I almost think it's retarded. I'm working at the post office. I'm not allowed to steal the mail. I have to make sure the mail is processed and then delivered. How am I going to uphold the Constitution? It's freedom of speech, Second Amendment, as a postal worker. At work, we just work. There's no real opportunity to do any sort of upholding the Constitution. So, back to who used to swear an oath where it actually meant something? Well, knights used to swear oaths to kings, religious orders. The samurai swore to their shogun, and their renowned, legendary for the oaths they've sworn because they were the most dedicated to whatever oath, to their particular oath. Nowadays, what's an oath really mean? Um, about as much as the wind coming out of the mouth, it seems like. Um, I have to commend the veterans that went to Standing Rock for upholding the oath to the Constitution. They went out there to stand up for those people's right of freedom of speech. That is upholding the oath. The rest of the people who just ignored them, I almost consider myself, are hypocrites. Why? Because we didn't do anything to uphold to protect them. Now, to be fair, I have to make a choice between earning a living for my family and going out to protest. I have to make the practical choice. No one's going to take care of my family while I go do that. But I really commend the people who went out there and stood in front of the law enforcement, the 76 police agencies from 10 different states to quell a protest of 2,000 people, 2,000 Native Americans. I haven't seen that many white people oppress Indians since I read about the Trail of Tears. Oh, did I go there? Oops. Um, so are they upholding the Constitution by quelling peaceful protesters? Absolutely not. Their agencies got paid off by corporate interests, by the people building that. So what are we supposed to think? Swearing an oath means something? Doesn't seem like it. And then we got some veterans group in California. So when you join the American Legion, the VFW, and the Marine League, all of them make you re-swear the oath. Now, I think it's extra retarded because then it's redundant. I swore the oath joining the Marine Corps. Now I have to re-swear the oath joining a veterans group. The same people who swore the oath when they actually enlisted or became commissioned officers. It's redundant. So in California, a group or four, I don't know the actual number, I don't actually care. It's just the fact that several groups were paid by the medical lobbyists to speak out against a proposition to have Medicare pay the same prices for prescriptions and medications that the VA department does. VA pays a little bit more than wholesale for the medications for veterans, and California wanted that same deal for Medicaid. And it's a fantastic idea because states paying inflated prices for Medicaid thanks to some political price lockdowns deals made in Congress where the money is pretty much set that we're going to pay, the states will pay the premium rates instead of the wholesale rates, which makes no sense. Um, somebody got a nice campaign contribution for their looking out for the corporations instead of looking out for us. And I don't say us in veterans, I say us as in everyone else. I know veterans that are on both Medicaid and the VA because they need both in order to survive with their medical issues. Sorry for the pause. I'm still trying to figure out where to conclude this, which I think I'm going to do now. I apologize for my setup. This is new to me, and I am trying it out. When I have a little bit more money, I'll buy a better setup. Maybe actually have an office set up to do this. But I plan on doing more videos. I call myself the veteran liberal. You don't find very many, but there's more of us. There's a lot of us out there. It's just our Vietnam and World War II era conservative veterans have uh, are starting to give way to those of us that have become more liberal. I totally drank the Republican Kool-Aid when I joined the Marine Corps. Don't get me wrong. I uh, I was led to believe that the Republicans were right when I was younger and impressionable. Now I'm a salty, grumpy older man who is uses this thing called the internet to do research. I watch secular talk religiously now. Not religiously, but I like watching non-mainstream media. So new media, as it's called. Um, and Kyle is damn funny. So hope you guys enjoyed.